the Northman. You thought it was a Norseman.
Northman.
Pretty much the same thing. This is one of the coolest epics I've seen in I don't know how long. You know those Greek epics that everyone's obsessed with and they're really famous? This is a Norse epic that I've never heard of, and this is the first time experiencing it, and I think they nailed the story so well that now I want to learn about this one and more.
Right, maybe clarify that this technically didn't happen.
Right, it's
or
not...
there's no historical text that says it happened the way the movie says, but movies are like that. It's really based off of an epic poem.
People just telling the story, word of mouth kind of stuff.
Word of mouth, it's really old, thousands of years. Hey, it made it to the screen.
Yeah, I know.
So the asshole, sorry, he's not an asshole, he's a good guy, who wrote this originally thousands of years ago, made it to the screen. That's a success. That's a success if I've ever seen one.
And Aaron Taylor-Joy and Alexander Skarsgård, they did really good, and they're actually really good together. You can feel some of the chemistry between them, even though there's like 20 years in between them, but who cares? That dude is huge! That dude is fucking yoked. He's so big, he's getting the caveman stature
I'm
back.
to say they're like 80% of the people in the movie were like that or bigger.
I heard that dude, Alexander Skarsgård, had to eat 5 meals a day to build up the calorie intake he would have to do to feed those muscles. Anyways, Aaron Taylor-Joy, I haven't really seen too much of her.
She did good in, what's that Marvel horror movie?
The New Mutants XMen movie?
Yeah, she did good in that.
I know she has that Netflix show. I haven't checked it out.
Split.
But I might have to do a Split. Is that her?
Yeah,
holy shit,
Split.
that is her. I'm just used to seeing her with like blonde hair.
She's moving up the ranks.
Yeah, she is, and good for her. And she does some legit acting here. They both do. And it is a very different movie. Like, you see some really awkward shit. Like, I can see this happening in, in real life. Like that scene where they're turning into wolves for battle kind of thing. Wolves in men's skin.
You will not be men until we're,
Exactly.
we've like drank the blood of our enemies. He ripped a dude's throat out.
Yeah, but you can like, you know what? I can see this crazy shit happening, and it gets you in that back to caveman primal instincts.
I wanted to roar.
Yeah, I know. It turns you into a fucking animal.
The movie.
I was like getting like,
someone give me a sword.
Also, the cinematography in this movie is really good.
Yeah.
The lighting and everything. This is a cheap movie compared to
90 million.
90 million, which is a low budget film.
But this is like they kind of did just like wear rags and.
But the thing is, when you go back in time, the further you go back, the more expensive it's going to be.
But they just seemed like there weren't castles and shit and horses galore.
No, yeah.
It was really just a bunch of huts.
It was
the
like
whole time.
It was like
It wasn't a kingdom.
The Shire, kind of like a human fucked
Less
up
than,
Shire.
almost.
Yeah. But they made it work. Like it wasn't. It was built
get their
around
money
this
back.
village, right? It was
They will
built
get their money back.
around this village, and that's really all you needed. And a sword, and he's wearing a ratty fucking suit. Who cares? But yeah, I thought it looked really good. The music was really good. Like when I said at the final fight scene, those dudes roaring in that beat and the screaming that they were doing. Like you're like, oh,
I was clutching my pearls.
yeah, you're like, it's going down. Like you already know that was gonna go down. And then you're like, holy shit, here it comes. And they do a Beowulf style, completely butt naked. It's hot. What? Anyways, you thought it was a little drawn out. So go ahead and...
Drawn out, you thought was a bad thing.
Right.
And it's not. Drawn out means you take your time.
Mm-hmm.
And take your time means, at the end, everything you've been building up for, it needs to satisfy you.
Right.
It needs to satisfy. So we've been starved cinematically. Drawn out means this movie went by, it seems, I haven't read the lore, but it seems like it went by the lore almost to the T, because the guy's revenge was drawn out.
Right.
Really, really long.
Should I take it now? Should I wait?
And
the witch said to...
Each night had its different thing.
Right.
You know? And that's how old epics went. It was long.
Right.
It was weird.
Go get a sword that's in a mountain.
Get a sword. The dogs went crazy.
Yeah.
The gods, whatever.
Right.
It just was drawn out. and then it ended beautifully with one-on-one
Right.
fighting,
Right.
naked,
And that
in
was
a fucking lake of fire.
yeah, and that's what it all started with, was his revenge. And he even said, you have to choose between the love of your kin or the hate of your enemy. And he said, I choose both.
That was the
Great.
moment. That was the moment I got goosebumps.
Right.
I don't get goosebumps a lot in movies anymore.
Right.
That part right there, that scene, took a part of my soul. When he dived off that boat,
Yeah.
and left her, killed a part of me.
So this kind of bleeds into what you were saying, that it was really well balanced, and fuck man, and this is what I'm saying, like, it wasn't action packed. There's no humor. Yeah, it's very adult, it's very brutal, and like you said, it was really well balanced. And what I also like in here was the culture, Norse culture, as well as the Norse mythology of how I told you that when a prince or a king dies, that their woman
It's pretty much
it goes
murder.
with them, but they see it as like, I'm going with my lover, I'm going with the person I love, kind of thing. Even though she was like,
They stabbed her to death.
I love the Valkyrie. I loved her bitten it, and that really took home when she rode him to Valhalla. And was she wearing braces?
I don't know. I think her teeth are supposed to be inhuman. I think
Right.
they're supposed to be their own thing. Maybe that's what it was. But to the point of, I remember going into this movie, we were talking about if it was going to be like
Based
a
on-
historical, course that told you about something that happened, or if it was mythical.
Mythological. Yeah.
And we found out, Daring, it's completely mythical.
Yeah.
All of it.
And you know what?
Odin's in there, there's Valkyries.
I way prefer that, because when he is like, I am the son of whoever, and they get caught, and I'm like, dumbass. But then the ravens or the crows come
The
in.
rule of the sword,
You
the
can't
sword
use
only
it.
comes out at night.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some
Come on,
werewolf
man.
ass
Yeah, that's
shit.
cool. That's
I
cool
like.
shit. What else?
And the sword is thirsty or it's hungry.
yeah.
I mean, just the wording is brilliant.
Another thing about this movie is the brutality of this movie. Like, when I was
They didn't
first
hold back.
watching this, I was like, where's the rated R? There it is. There it is. Enough.
Didn't have to wait that long. Don't you
Like,
kill that dog.
There were
He killed the
moments.
dog.
You
That's
remember
it.
that moment in the last duel where everyone was, oh! That happened like 3 times in here. Especially
nose.
the nose.
The
That
nose
nose.
part.
Oh my god. You made a joke and you're like, God, just kill him already.
Stab him in the nose holes.
It puts it right
As he
in
was
the
going
nose.
in, I was like, I'm kidding! I was kidding! Ah!
And the slow.
He
oh,
just drove it in
man.
nice and slow.
Oh, nasty.
So he could feel
man.
every inch.
Nasty. The action in this movie.
Actually wasn't that.
It wasn't that amazing,
great.
but there were some parts in there where you're like, God damn, that was badass. When they were going to raid that little village and they're throwing their spears and he just keeps catching
He
them.
caught it.
And if you look in the background, they all catch the spears. They all catch them and they all throw them back. And I'm like, that was fucking sick. And like I said, the brutality of this movie is crazy. They're killing kids in there. He killed a kid,
They
technically.
burnt a whole house full of children.
Yeah, and it's very brutal. And let's be
Raping,
honest, the real history,
killing dogs.
the real history is way worse than what we saw.
could ever be
Right.
portrayed
So
on
you have
film,
to give him a little credit for that as well.
sadly.
But the ending fight was cool as hell. That was really good. And I was thinking, one, they're gonna hit the credits. They're gonna pull a Gray and just hit the credits.
Just ended romantically
Yeah,
and tragically.
Exactly.
I thought it was gonna end when he jumped off the boat. I
Or
was so
he
pissed.
dies. He just dies,
Yeah.
and it's RT again.
Falls in the lava.
No, you get what you want. Look at that. They gave us what we wanted, and it turned out to fucking
That
work.
would go to the note of the industry taking notes because, like I said, we've been starved for at least a decade on well-balanced,
Original.
drawn-out, satisfying movies.
Yeah, original.
And I honestly thought when he was like 20 minutes or so, or maybe 30 minutes before the movie ended, I was like, it's gonna end here.
Yeah.
It's gonna end here.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be pissed. That's what we've been used to for a long time now.
Right,
It's
right.
gonna end right now. Oh, another title
Right.
scene, another title scene,
Right, I
and
love
then
that.
another title scene, and then it said the one I love the most. It says at Hell's Gates or
Yeah.
the Gate of Hell
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
Gates of
The
Hell.
Gates of Hell, and whew, when honestly, when he was on his knees and the lava was to his back, I was like, here it goes. I'm gonna get pissed off. Don't do it. Don't piss me off. We've been doing a great ride here.
And man,
and then when he roared,
Yeah.
when he roared like 3 or 4 times, I'm like, here we go, baby. Get in it, kill him.
It was great. It wasn't like overly, you know, Michael Bay or whatever. They did a shot where
That
they
last
both get
man.
each other at the same time. He gets
But it
his
was
head.
so beautifully
Yeah.
shot.
But
because he went sing and cut his head off, and he was still holding his sword, and it looks like he didn't get him, but he lets go.
Let's go, and it's still
And
there.
it's in his chest.
Yeah,
And it's
you're
in the
like-
other dude's chest, so they both die, and I'm like, you could not have done that.
And then the
better.
music starts coming up, and the Valkyrie comes in to take him to the gates of
Valhalla
Valhalla.
gates open
Yeah.
up, and she comes
And his
racing down.
lights- and his eyes start to light up, and you're like, this
Beautiful.
was mythical because
Beautiful.
there's things you can grapple with where you're like, is it? Because the Valkyrie, when she grabbed him the first time, it was just Aaron Taylor-Joy, and then when he fought the giant, he just grabbed it to where it was sitting down. Like, you don't really know what really happened. But in my head, that shit happened. This was the first time in a long time where the credits started rolling that there was a unison clap. Everyone started clapping.
I actually said it before it happened. I was like,
should I clap?
I was like, I feel like this is like a clapping atmosphere right now.
Yeah.
And people started clapping.
Yeah.
One on top of the other.
Yeah. So.
And this is a small town.
And you know what? This was first night. It was kind of packed.
It was packed.
So.
For a rated R movie. Wait, The Last Duel did have that kind of turnout, didn't it?
Yeah, and there was a clap, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a clap. Or a woo, or no, there was
one
there was some
woman.
applause.
There was one woman clapping and then stopped. Here, there was one person doing this, and then that, and then it was everyone
built on
started
each other,
clapping. Yeah.
So
we're not the only ones.
Last Duel did not make it was a flop, but I'm telling you, it's because they built a lot of big things. It was big. It was Ridley Scott big. It
Right.
wasn't a couple huts here, a couple huts there, some clothing.
There was more than 90 million.
A couple swords,
Yeah.
whatever.
It was
Yeah.
more than 90 million. Just overall, man, like, what would you grade it?
It's hard to go under. I'm gonna go with 9.7.
Yeah, I'll
Which is probably the highest
in a
score
while.
I have given a movie in honestly years.
What other movie? Like, can you think of a movie?
I wouldn't even give Dune like 9.7.
Really?
And I love Dune.
I'll give it a 9.5. So yeah, this would. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, this movie feels so different. And like you said, it could be that we're so used to this fast food entertainment
We've been starved.
that
really.
we get
don't like
this
fast food.
nice, just fucking gourmet shit.
Balanced food,
Yeah.
balanced diet that just
And
helps you.
Yeah, and it makes you like want more of it. Like, I'm craving more of it. Like I said earlier,
But again-
I want more Norse stuff now.
But this movie was built as a one and done, and maybe that's the goal. Even if you can do a series or a trilogy, the goal is always
Make it-
to think of it as a
One and done.
one and done.
Right.
Don't just be like, oh, wait a couple more years and you'll get it.
Right. To be honest,
Because that's all we've been doing for like at least a decade. We've just been saying, oh, wait for the next one.
Yeah.
You know, the theater is not a TV show.
Right.
It's not your couch.
Right.
It's a movie theater. Give me
An
movie.
experience.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't make me waste my money coming here.
Right. And for sure got our money's worth. Anyways, we love this movie. I'm tempted to go see it again, but I don't know. Like,
It's one of those movies that
you're like, it was awesome.
it's so good,
but you don't
it's
want to
so much.
Yeah,
You don't want to OD on it.
Yeah,
I may actually go see it again.
maybe.
I haven't gone to see a movie
In theaters
twice in
twice.
theaters. Honestly, I
I
couldn't
don't
tell
remember. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw a movie twice. I don't know.
Because I don't want to wait. Honestly, I kind of want to see it again.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. We'll give it some time to
But
breathe.
it's one of those movies where you gotta, let yourself
Right.
heal
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Get a little
Makes you
stronger
think about
before you
it.
go back into it.
Right. No, but I'm craving it, man. I'm craving the feeling. I love the epic, man. Whoever directed this, I don't even know who that dude is, but bravo.
Give him some
He
more.
did it. He did a
Give
good
him some
job.
more work.
And you know what? He did it with a low budget, and we'll see how much money
Oh, that's the thing
this
is,
movie makes.
The industry, I don't understand the industry because usually, at least recently, they're used to just throwing money in the furnace and they're shocked at the end of the road when they don't get their money back. You know, they're weird. You know, the kind of thing where more money, it means that people have to like
This is a good example of you don't need a lot of money to make a good film. And
stop trying so hard on the money part.
Yeah.
Be more creative.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Be creative, be original. Stop redoing stuff and stop milking the ever-living shit out of
old things that have been done over and over again. And this is a mythology that's been around for thousands of years, and for some reason more fresh than Marvel. Right. So,
anyways, that was our review, guys, with the Northman. Go see it. It was amazing. Tell us what you thought about it if you've seen it in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next one.